Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Chrissy Sawyer here. I'm guided just to come to camera and see what comes through. It's the 22nd today, 22/2/2022. The energy today is high, fine, cosmic. And so I'm just holding a deck of cards, and the card that's staring at me in the year of six is the Grail. It is the chalice of the heart. It is, what am I pouring into my chalice? And what am I pouring out? Yeah, so before I start, if you check in on the last video, soul something, can't remember, and pick up the link from the description box to reading that Helen did for all the twos Tuesday. Bear with me, somebody is knocking. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay, thank you. So I was invited to come to camera and invite you all to open your wings and come fly with me. Let's go up as high as we can and see what we can retrieve together as a collective. And then I will do my best to bring you back to Earth, or you will bring yourselves back to Earth. Okay, so I'm going to be working with a couple of different decks today. This is, yeah, I know, I'm not prepared. Kyle Gray. This is, I think it's a Kyle Gray deck. Yeah. So I'm going to be working with this one, which is the Gateway of Light activation. It's very high vibing deck. Beautiful, beautiful. So we'll work with that, and I'm going to work with these from the White Light Oracle. And I'm going to work with these from the Art of Love Tarot. And I'm going to work with these from the Crystal Mandala deck. Okay. I have no idea what's going to come through. And so, oh, and I'm also going to work with my mini Isis deck. I have no idea what's going to come through. So let's have a look. I'm going to pull that card. The Holy Grail we begin with. The Holy Grail we begin with. Inner discovery, finding sacredness, and you are what you seek. So this energy is feeling like, you know, we talk about divine twinning. This is about the coming together of the divine masculine and feminine, is how I'm sensing it. In a truer essence. Okay, give us the story. So maybe open your crown chakra and go up, Stellar Gateway. Get your feet planted, get yourself rooted as much as you can. You might feel a bit wobbly and dizzy today. I've already had a couple of activations this morning. It's all heart work, it feels like. Yeah, definitely. That's how it feels. Angelic frequency working on the heart chakra, really opening the heart up today. It's a stunning energy. Not sure I'm going to get much done, although having said that, I've had an unusually busy morning when I thought I would come straight to camera early. But I've managed to just flow straight through that little waft of busyness back into this flow state. And maybe that's a message for us. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is what I was hinting at in Monday's video about this Pisces season. Actually feels like a bigger closing of a karmic wheel. This is new dimensions opening up for us to access, to dance with, to play in and create from. Wow, there's blue flashes in this room. There's some beautiful energy in today. Thank you. You're very welcome. And you'll have heard me speak recently about the rainbow body, and look at these dimensional gateways, and we're bringing in from lots of different dimensional gateways to create this holistic prism of light. Yeah, I was given a message for you as well about grounding and about, when this light comes in, as a human, because you are a human, I'm guessing, your task is to bring it all the way down, right into your feet, out of the feet and into the earth. Okay, so that what that does is that reduces the disparity between up in the divine and down in the corporeal, in the physical, and it just allows the whole thing to flow from cosmos to earth. Okay. So this is talking about divine healing, and skull energy is kind of about that. It's as stripped back as it gets. It's as pure as it gets. And God, it's weird. My head is literally heating up. So this card is bringing clarity, and I know there's this kind of collective frustration about, I've heard so many people talking about, I've been doing all this work and nothing is showing up. And with clarity comes action. We have Mars and Venus traveling together between Cap and Sag, depending if you're Western astrology or true sidereal. So either way, even if we take both of those signs, because the distinction between signs I'm finding is getting weaker and weaker as we access the other inner, so that we're not typically whatever Sagittarian or Virgoan or Taurian, but we can feel into the aspects of each other's fields. So Mars and Venus traveling together for a few weeks. And so if we're talking about Cap Sag, we're talking about the structure of philosophy. We're talking about the belief systems that are woven into what we consider to be intimate relationships. And it can be in your personal field or in your work field or family field. But there are levels of intimacy in every relationship. Even if it's at work, there are levels of intimacy. So, divine healing. Yeah. Wow, okay, that makes perfect sense. So my throat chakra, that's why I'm a bit croaky. So I'm picking up on this throat chakra clearing, and the throat chakra is about the expression of the heart. Okay, so we have personal will serving the soul. Soul is the path, the plan, the connection to the divine, the bridge. The heart is the truth of your story, the truth of who you came here to be. And the throat expresses that. If the chakras are cleared, and if you've got a clear channel, it's like a two-way road or motorway or 5-lane highway, depends on where you are. So the authenticity is where we speak straight from the heart. It's where we've let go of the old Piscean religious entanglements that put God outside of us and made us kneel to it and serve to it and be punished by it and remain unworthy, always seeking to climb, always seeking to climb. So it's created this addiction to the divine. You're already divine. In your messiest, most physical self, with paint all over the walls or people crying because you've upset them. These are all passionate endeavor. It's all expression of will. And there are levels, dimensional levels. We're sublimating the ego so that we can transcend duality. When we move into non-duality, everything is, and that's it. Without judgment, right or wrong, good or bad, dualistic hierarchy. We transcend all of that and we just be. So, Temple of Truth is coming into the heart. It is the I am of spirit. Light body activation, accessing the divine within. So I wonder how you talk to that divine. I wonder whether you address that divine every day and ask that divine, please speak through me. Please use me as a tool for love. Please guide my song. Please guide my movement, my behavior, whatever. My thinking, being, doing, will, please guide. To really build that strong line of communication with the inner voice. So that's not a bad start, because it begins with the Holy Grail and it ends with I am presence. That's spectacular. So I'm going to move to, I want to move to Isis from here. Let's have some messages, please, to expand this story. Okay, so I'm being guided back to this card, and there's going to be opportunities, and this energy will last. I'm guided a couple of weeks. This all the twos energy, this gateway opening. And we're going to be able to access more of our own DNA, our own hidden gifts, what is encoded into us. And I'm guided back to that card because of this card. So this card wants to bring in ancient power mysteries. It wants to guide you to honor the power of your voice, as throat again, whether through spoken or sung words or through what you write, speak about, or stand for symbolically. Now it's interesting because in the last couple of days, I've been tuning into Thoth energy. Thoth as the scribe. Hermit, magician, pope, or hierophant. Hermit, magician, hierophant. Those three energies are coming in with Thoth. You have a potentially very powerful healing voice, and you are guided to recognize the responsibility that you have for what you proclaim through your voice. So at a 3D level, you'll have heard me say before, words are wishes and curses. And check your intentionality in the here now 3D, because we're in ramping energy, and I suspect it's going to be a fairly gentle but high vibing week from the astrology, but we're generally going to ramp for 22, 23 and 24. They're the quantum shift years, and we access life on different dimensions. And so potentially, there could be conflict, lots of conflict coming up, because the healing isn't going to happen today because all of the twos are in, but the healing cycle is certainly going to start, and it's what we do with it. It's our intentionality. Am I able to sit with this? Am I able to sit with the demon in me that wants to destroy you? Am I able to sit with the love that's in me that I daren't express? Beautiful, contrasting cis-2 energy, feeling into those extremes and finding ways to kind of reconcile the opposite. There are no two opposites that cannot be reconciled. So, ancient power mysteries to serve the Akashic Stargate. Divine sisterhood, and letting the divine feminine nourish you now into new relationships, collaborations, community, and friendships is very wise. There are many souls with whom you have spiritual contracts decided upon before you were born, who wish to help you and whom you can help too, as you grow together in peace and light and wisdom. So again, this is kind of echoing recent messages about the gathering together of new soul groups. These new timelines I've been talking ad nauseum about, they're happening. And the more we give of ourselves, the more exposed we become, the more others are able to see us. So, divine sisterhood. And this one wants to sit over there. Okay. Here's conflict. So this wants to go on the Temple of Truth, which is about the throat chakra. This one's called the Dark Healing Chamber. The most challenging task is to take courage in both hands and journey within to meet our own dark self and begin the healing task of bringing love, acceptance, and light to it. The sacred purpose of any enemy, within or without, is to push us to venture inwards, to seek and heal the darkness within. So this is the healthy transmutation of what we call a trigger in the field. It involves no blaming, naming, or shaming. It involves ownership and personal authority. And this is the shift collectively that we're in. So yeah, the throat's going to be doing some Some major healing. Oh, wow. I'm getting a different message from the image on this card than I am from the words. I haven't read the words, but I know they're different. What I'm getting from this actually, with the masculine and the feminine and the eagle energy, is the higher aspect of the masculine and the feminine. So divine masc fem. The sovereign masculine and feminine, the kings and queens coming together. This card is called the Divine Sun Child. Blessings of the sun flow to you now. It is time to allow your life to flourish without limits, to let your light burn bright and without veil. Just like the midsummer sun burning without contest. I was going to say without consent. Burning without contest in the Egyptian desert. It's your time to shine bright. I'm getting messages about Leo season as well. I just want to pop that on your radar. I'm just sensing something about Leo season this year. Okay, so I'm going to put that one on the I am presence. The masculine and the feminine coming together. No, I'm going to put it on the Holy Grail. The sacred cup of love. Okay. This one wants to go with the crystal skull wisdom. And this one is about magic and ritual. She has her wings open, love. Effect in the external world can be created through inner practice. Heart-centered ritual can support your inner path in the physical world. And sacred ceremony, whatever that is really going to help us in this phase of the shifts that are going on. That sacred practice could be anything, seriously, anything, anything. It doesn't have to look like a lotus position, meditation in a cave alone for a week. Can look like colouring, baking a cake, but heart-centered. I spoke the other day about spiritualizing life, touching everything with love. Even if it's something you don't want to do, how can I touch this? How can I bring beauty to this? Heart-centered ritual can support your inner path in the physical world. You are encouraged to enhance your power with regular practice as you grow in grace, love, ability, and wisdom, applying your inner beauty to transform your outer world. And again, it comes back to build a cathedral within. Bring in all the aspects of yourself. You wake all the aspects up. That becomes the congregation. That becomes your outgoing broadcast. And that builds the world. Because the mind makes it real. That's the projection. Okay, magic and ritual wants to go there. Divine sisterhood wants to stay there. And I want to go to the crystal mandala after I've had a drink. Let's speak to angelic frequency, please. Let's speak to I'm presence. This feels very like the stargates. It feels like a similar energy of multiple dimensions all coming together. Yeah, cosmos coming into the heart. Goddess Matangi and heliotrope. Heliotrope is the crystal which you won't be able to see. It's right in the middle. Already there is value. Already there is value. It wants to speak to angelic frequency, which is saying angels are here. You are safe. Potent connection, I'll say. I want to leave that one. I'm tempted to go to the book and read this out, but it just doesn't feel honest. It feels more honest to be in the cosmos and the heart, where we don't necessarily know all the answers. We just are urged to be in the energy of that. That's it. Just be in the, oh, okay. That's what the message means. Thank you. Already there is value. There's no figuring it out. That's just egoic need to understand. There's nothing to understand. It's to be in the heart. That's where the value is. The cosmos is already in the heart. That's the message I'm getting. So this is more Holy Grail energy. Cosmos is in the heart. Already there is value. Being in the heart. Manifesting life from the cosmic heart. However you ground that into you. It's perfect. Goodness me. And would you like to speak to I Am Presence? Yeah, absolutely. Let's speak about purifications. Oh, wow, look at all this violet flame energy. Didn't this come through? When did I do that reading? We had violet flame come through. Purifications can take years. If any of you have ever studied Reiki, I know between my Reiki 1 and Reiki 2, I had to do 21 days of purification, but it's an ongoing thing. And so very often it doesn't look pretty, you know, it doesn't look like high vibing angelic energy. Sometimes it looks like a great big cold sore on your face. Sometimes it looks like a really upset tummy, sleeplessness. Yeah. Sometimes it looks a mess. But all we have to do is give in to the emptying of everything that's been absorbed. Again, this is the end of Pisces. Wrapping up a gigantic cycle. Wow, thank you, Pisces, for bringing it home. It's epic. So this is Angel Lahabiel and Black Tourmaline, which is a beautiful grounding stone. So it's purification from cosmos to earth. This is all the way through. Hold that up in case you want to meditate on it. Yeah. And presence. And nourishment. There's an awful lot of sacral work going on at the moment as we resurrect the inner child, the wild child, the passionate child, innocence and purity of the higher heart mixing with the sacral, passionate and sexual expression. Sovereignty. Nourishment in the sacral. It's been happening for months now. And I see that play out as human behavior that's kind of up to this point been a bit sanitized, becoming a bit wild. Okay. And until we learn to harness that energy and manifest, mix that in the heart and manifest from there, we're going to make a bit of a mess. That's okay. We'll make a bit of a mess. Check what your intentions are. Have no intention to hurt or wound, just to play with this energy. So this is Carnelian and Angel Ista. Okay, beautiful. All right, I'm going to move to the tarot. I'm not feeling the White Light Oracle just yet. Okay, let's extend the story, please. To be seen, said, heard. Yeah, progressing on. Yeah, beautiful. So the message that wants to be heard is progress. 7 is the number of the mystic. 7 is about fusing light into matter. So I was just speaking about using our passionate energy and we might mess it up. But if our intention is peaceful co-creation with the universe, practice that. Peaceful warrior, King of Angels. This is the energy that is a little bit frustrated because it can't yet manifest. So we're kind of, if you think about it as the training wheels are still on, we're practicing revolutions of new behavior around and around, refining it and perfecting it. Perseverance is the absence of victim martyr energy. So that's what's getting purified. That's what's being purified in this Piscean, bringing it home. Because Pisces holds the wounds of the victim martyr so that we can all work with it and collectively heal that. So perseverance is the rising of passion, is the opening of the solar plexus and the determination to get it right. Okay. Whatever right is a feeling. It feels true in the heart. Perseverance, stay with it. And notice if you want to throw your toys out the pram. That's what we're healing. We're healing that. And I'm no exception. Last week, you know, when I was talking about the Leo full moon, well, the eclipse masquerading as a full moon, I did a really big piece of work because I went into some awful energy. So to behave differently in that energy, I reached out for help because I'm not very good at reaching out for help to a fellow mystic. I did most of the emotional processing so that I could take the distilled nuts and bolts into ceremony. And I wrapped the whole day up in one sentence, which was, because I'm working with chariot energy. Clearly on that day, I was working with chariot energy. And my sentence was, I just drove my chariot into a zombie apocalypse. Okay, absolute ownership. There's not a trace of victim martyr in there. Absolute ownership. I'm a novice learning to drive my chariot in a new way, and I messed up. Perseverance, perseverance, stay with it. Stay with it. I'm getting the words holy defiance. Get into your holy defiance. Not defiance because you want to wound and hurt somebody, or, you know, a holy defiance where I can do this better. I say to clients all the time who say, I'm trying to. I say, you're here. You're not trying, you're doing. This is you bringing yourself into therapy or into soul work, depending on how I work with them. And I know I've said it a lot, but it always makes me giggle. I did some work once with an SAS guy. I work a lot with military. And he said he once used the word trying with his CO, with his commanding officer, and his CO said, trying is the square root of fuck all. You're either doing it or you're not. Okay. Trying is a depleting energy. It's treadmill. I'm going round and round, getting nowhere. I'm doing better. Do better. Don't try harder. Do better. Different language, different energy. Okay. We keep opening this message up. What do we need to know? There it is. There it is. 2022 vibrates on the energy of 6. 6 is the lovers in tarot. 6 is the grail. The lovers does speak of union, and it can speak of internal union and external unions that literally could be relationships showing up. Or it could be a beautiful balance of getting your inner feminine and masculine to work together. I'm going to pop that on the Holy Grail. Finding sacredness. Beautiful. Okay. Just more messages, please. What do I need to bring? That's a lot. I'm going to take those two. Okay. So for those of you that want to work with this energy, we have so it might be that this night doesn't quite understand this symbol yet, but he's just observing it. Doesn't quite understand this, but he's observing it. Okay. So the light that's coming through him is observing. This is absence of ego, just observing. And art is a really, really good chariot to take this practice forward. When something comes through, draw it, model it, write about it, get it out of you onto paper or onto medium. because hindsight is the only perfect science here. And it might be 6 months down the line where you look back at that and go, wow, I've been working with that symbol for 6 months, didn't even remember about that. Contemplation. Okay, so I'm getting Pisces season with this, and Pisces season with Scorpio in the South Node is a lot of water. So wouldn't this be a great time to move into some quiet contemplation, to just observe? You know, if you really stare into this, and what this is going to challenge immediately, the programming for, well, it's not going to put bread on the table. I ain't got time to do that. That's what we're breaking down, is where we've been forced into doingness, because, you know, I'm not even going there. So this is beingness. And Pisces season is a beautiful time to be in this beingness. So that's the work if you want to play. And you could weave that into the sacred practice I told you about earlier, I mentioned earlier. Daily playtime, weekly playtime, could it look something like that, where you just do something for yourself? Do you have cards? Maybe you do yourself a personal reading, write about it and allow whatever wants to come through. Allow the light to come on, down onto the paper. Create, this is co-creation. It doesn't have to be anything. It definitely doesn't have to be a bottom line. I'm just going to whiz through this clutch of cards here. Yeah, absolutely. Surrender. So Ten of Swords energy is dead, done, over with, done, end. End. Let go. What do you have to let go of? What can you let go of? What can you surrender to? So we have the wheel coming through. 10 is 10. Look at this, 10 and 10, which is initiation into the new cycle. It can be instant manifestation. So it's about gathering momentum. So if we just take a deck of cards, if you have a deck of cards, and if you do yourself a daily reading, and if you don't have a deck of cards, that's absolutely cool. You could write a paragraph about anything, often and regularly. And what that will do is that will transition the energy from being contained within to expression and self-expression. So again, we have 6 energy as balancing the internal with the external. Transition. Blue of the throat, it's expression. And when you get into that intimate space with self, you're bringing together the masculine and the feminine. She senses, he creates. She brings it in, he expresses it, builds it. So this is blueprint energy. So this is where you'll get your insights and your wisdom by getting into a daily conversation with yourself, whatever that looks like. And it could take 5 minutes, half an hour, you know. The days of sitting in a cave for a week are gone. And as you go through this process and embody more and more of yourself, of your creative soul self, that's when you'll start really feeling the abundance. Abundance has nothing to do with the arrival of material goods. It does, but not exclusively. Abundance is a feeling. It's a feeling. Gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to start wrapping this up now. Where would you like me to go? Yeah, we're going to bring the energy down a little bit. So just allow yourself to bring in the key codes that we've been dancing around in, whatever that looks like to you, and just feel your energy coming back into your body. Put your feet on the floor and start pushing down, grabbing the soil, coming right back into your body. And let's go to these. Okay. Can we have some grounding messages, please? All right. Scorpio's coming in. Yeah, I know. Well, well, well. Oh my gosh. Right, okay. This is as grounded as it gets. Root girl. The disowned self. So I'll read them all out together. Okay. Rest and renewal. This came out in the last couple of days. Treasures hidden in the shadows. Wow. Wow. I'm going to do this. I want to do that. I think I just took us all back out again. Literally kind of pouring those higher energies down into the chalice. Okay, so the message I'm getting with these three cards is so traditionally, if I'd seen these three cards only last week, I'd have said, time for some shadow work, time for some rest, go find the hidden treasures. But the message I'm getting is not like that. It's about allowing and surrendering. It's about allowing and surrendering to it just happening. Okay. And maybe all you have to do is tune into your dreams, any songs that you get, colors, images, words, whatever, and capture them. Because it's like we're being woken up. Union, 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 4711, 2 is the gateway, another gateway. Wow, wow. Building the new container. Yeah. Wouldn't get carried away with doing paragraph after paragraph of shadow work. It's all changing. It's about allowing. It's about allowing yourself to be a child of God, actually, and to be held in that, in the highest love, in the highest love to be held. Can you be held in that? Or is there a part of you that feels you must do all the work for yourself? Again, this is all wrapped up in the Piscean book. Okay. So if we go back to this 2-week period of the twos, maybe for the next couple of weeks, you build in, while you're building sacred ceremony playtime, there's a space in there where you can just zone out. Even if it's for 5 minutes a day, where you can just zone out. To receive and be held, to be purified by the I am. It's happening for you. I really want to thank everything that's been here present today. Before I wrap this reading up, this has been the most delicious energy to work with. I've really, really enjoyed doing this reading. I hope you take something from it. Okay. Let's pull a couple of grounded messages. How can I wrap this up? Wow. I'll share a little story with you. My mum is Malayan, and she was schooled in Singapore. And as a child, one of the greetings that they used to give to one another is, "May the bluebird of happiness fly up your nose." There you go. It's a greeting from my mum. Interesting. Allow. I'm getting lots of water here. Take a bath, take regular baths. And salt or Epsom is feeling a bit harsh energetically at the moment. So, or get your feet in a river if that suits you better, if you're near a river. One final card from the Abundance deck. Let's read that. How do you feel? I feel very grounded. I feel right back in my body now. That's why I'm so grateful, because I didn't really have to do anything. I just set the intention. Wow. Be grounded like a goat. Many of the most evolved beings on earth are regular folk living with joy, dignity, and courage. Chop wood, carry water. I'm going to leave you with that, my loves, and stunning. Thank you for being here. Take care, and I'll see you soon.